So we were in the coastal Indian state of Orissa for the past 6 weeks, and basically we worked in two villages, Gopalpur and Markandi. In Gopalpur we taught spoken English classes, and in Markandi we implemented some more village-wide interventions and projects. So our English classes were our main project. It was kind of the prime focus of our 45 days in Orissa. We taught two English classes, one in Gopalpur and one in Markandi. We had an upper level and a lower level. And so the upper level were usually young adults who were able to speak English well and who needed more help on some of the finer aspects of grammar or wanted more instruction on job skills. The lower level were usually younger children between the ages of 6th grade to 10th grade, and that class focused more on sentence structure, grammar, how to build sentences.
I mean, English is widely spoken across India. It's only in these rural parts that you don't find English at all. So most of these kids want to branch out and become lawyers and doctors and work in the military, so they need a language like English in order to succeed in their careers.
And it was really exciting to see them catch on to topics and be able to write essays and speeches.
So on our last day of classes, one of my students, her name is Sanju, I think she's in 8th grade, but she came up to me and she said, we had an essay writing competition. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, I submitted an essay. And I was like, well, what did you write about? And she was like, I wrote about school, and I used a lot of the adjectives you guys taught me. And that was such like a glowing inside, like smiling moment for me.
So self-help groups were made in order to unite the community and to specifically to unite the village women.
So each seminar had a specific topic. So we did one on self-help groups, so helping women organize self-help groups and sort out the problems they may face during self-help groups. Then there was another one just based on saving and money and finances, in which a speaker from one of the neighboring cities came to talk to the women, and we were able to speak at that one as well.
So there are two maps. There's the current map of what the village looks like now, and then there's the dream map, which is what the village would look like if everything that the villagers wanted were included.
We worked with the students of social responsibility, and we kind of walked through the village, and I, as team translator, was able to interact with some of the villagers who only spoke Telugu. A lot of the women were very adamant on having a health center, whereas a lot of the men were like, we need a port to be able to fish during the off-season.
We had a meeting at a mandir or a temple, and we all basically crowded around the village leaders, and they were able to tell us what exactly they wanted, and we were able to draw it out for them right then and there.
We went around with the SSR students and taught people on their doorsteps with chalk how to write their signatures. Knowing how to sign your own name is really important and really empowering to people that are illiterate, because they can sign legal documents and they can vote, and they don't have to use a thumbprint as an identifier. So the SSR students bought the coconut trees. Locals were hired to do a lot of the digging and hard manual labor, which I think is really sustainable, that we're paying them to do something that they're good at instead of us fumbling around trying to dig holes deep enough and figure it out.
Right.
And then we did a lot of planning, and then whatever labor we could do, so sprinkling salt or mixing fertilizer.
Planting these coconut trees is a sign of long-term planning. The fact that these coconut trees will not really bear fruit until much later on is a sign that they are starting to plan ahead.
Change is slow. It's a slow process, and at times it can feel like it's not happening at all. But then it only takes like one incident or one person, like a Sanju or a Billa from Markandi, to make it all right for you and to let you know that, this helped me. I've changed, or I've learned from this experience. Change is a slow process, but when it happens, it can be big.